All right, everybody, just want to say here before I start the video that this is my very first premiere. I'm pretty excited about it. I'd also like to let you guys know that I had added some extra food in here. You'll see with the candy bites and all that. This video's lengthy, which is fine because this is going to give everybody out there that has a mobile smoker that's trying to get in the business, wants to know what it takes to do this, and the primary part of this video is about why barbecue costs so much. Because there's a lot of work involved. You just can't take the hours that you have invested. You have to also consider, how much the meat costs and everything like that. So let's go ahead and roll this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Hello everybody, and welcome to Joe's BBQ House. Today we're going to be doing 3 briskets, 2 15-pounders and a 17-pounder, and 2 boneless pork butts, weighing in about 9-10 pounds a piece. All on this mobile smoker using the rotisserie side. Okay, so right now I'm going to go ahead and get all the briskets and the pulled porks all trimmed up and ready to go for the smoker. If you guys like to see me trim briskets, leave a comment below and say, hey, yeah, Joe, throw it in the beginning. We want to see the whole thing. That's fine. I could do that, not a problem. It's just today I'm really busy. This is not really new to me anymore. I can handle this now, especially after my 1100 chicken wing cook, which I'll throw in the video, or I'll throw up in the top here. I just want you guys to know that I'm not holding out on you. I'm not trying to hide any secrets. I'm not no butcher by no means, but the way I trim briskets, it works for me. I do have other videos on how I trim briskets and prep a lot of food. It's just trying to keep the videos down shorter. It helps for me just to skip that process. But if you want to see that process, leave a comment below. Okay, let's get this baby fired up, and I shall return. Okay, everybody, I got all the briskets all rubbed down, and I got the pork butts rubbed down. I'm gonna go ahead and get them in the rack. We're gonna do this slow and slow. Let's say around like 225, 230-ish is what we're gonna range. And I'm gonna do fat cap down. Every pit I own, I don't care if it's the Weber kettle, I don't care if it's the, here, I'll put this one over here. Okay, so I don't care if it's the Weber kettle, the Weber Smoky Mountain, if it's the, my Oklahoma Joe, or anything like that, I will put fat cap down. I know probably some of you will disagree with that, but I always have great results. The best thing to do is just do what works best for you. Fat cap down works best for me. Okay guys, I'd like to show you this timer here. Pretty simple. Here's my brisket. I'm gonna set a timer for an hour and a half. This is how you set it up. I'll show you guys this in maybe in this video or another one. So what I'm gonna do is confirm this, hit start. We're gonna hit start on the pork butts. It's just to let me know, I just mark them all. And here's the total time spent. And it's, this here is the total time spent, so 2 hours and 18 minutes. That starts from when I fired up the pit. I already had the wood loaded in it from last night. And it doesn't take long to fill that up anyway. So just say 2 hours and 20 minutes to putting the food into the pit. That's waiting for this thing to warm up, and that's loading it up until right now. Now here would be the cook timer. Okay, so I'm gonna hit, well first I gotta go in the settings. So here, timer settings. Okay,
Is it this one? Nope, nope. And yeah, okay, here we go. So we have it showing. Oh, I'm sorry. We got to go here. You go to set, scroll up, enable count up from start, and then you hit confirm. And now that we put the food in here, this is going to be total food time, the food time that's cooked. So we're going to set that timer. Now there's other multiple timers in here. I have a lot of them disabled right now because I don't use them all. I just enabled the ones, show the ones that I want to use. But yeah, this kitchen timer is awesome. A lot of features that you could do with this. Yeah, you get this pop-up ad down here, but whatever, you know, that's gonna come with free apps. If they had a paid version of this, I would do it. Let me see here if I could go to app info, details in the store, and then here's your Play Store. Now that's what it looks like, guys. Okay, you got your kitchen timer multi. There you go, and this is what it'll look like. I recommend it. So here you go, guys. You got your pork butts, or you got your brisket, pork butts, total time spent, and the cook timer. And this is, like I said, the food that's in the chamber. That's how we're gonna do these timers today. All right, guys, check this out. Over there to the west, there's a big storm gonna be coming through here shortly. I'm not sure how much footage I could get, but this is gonna be a great practice in case Mother Nature strikes at me at an event, to where I can see how this pit's gonna handle then. I think it'll do fine, but we'll see. Right now, this thing settled in at about 240-ish around this whole chamber, so I just wanted to let you guys know. I will keep you updated the best I can. All right, everybody. So as you can see here, our brisket timer was up 3 minutes and 30 seconds ago. Same here for the butts. But what we're gonna do, I'll show you the total time spent so far, 3 hours and 50 minutes. Here, the cook timer, it's been in the chamber for an hour, just say an hour and a half. Well, here what I wanna do is stop both of these timers, and we're gonna set them for another hour and a half. And what I had done was, I went ahead and spritzed them, but getting nervous with the rain because if you guys see, I'll show you the clouds. I don't know if you guys can see them. Yeah, I'll point up there here in a minute. But yeah, it's getting ready to storm, and I don't want to take any chances with my camera getting wet and all that. All right, guys, I just want to say it's raining out here pretty good. Got a nice storm going on. Checking the temps. The temps might have dropped 5 degrees. I'm gonna have to check my, let me check the flame real quick. Oh yeah, no, we're doing good. No, we're fine. I just wanted to let you know that so far this thing is working out great in the rain. I'm not having really any issues. I think I just got to add a log to the firebox and should be good to go. Maybe just a little bit hotter fire on the cold rain. Hey, it's my first time doing it out here, so we're gonna see how it works out. I got the motor here covered with a full-size aluminum pan. It's just like tinted over it so the motor don't get wet. Well, other than that, we're doing good. I also sealed up the plug where I plug it in over here. The other end plugs in the garage. But anyway, guys, this could work out really good. It's still drizzling out here, but I want to go ahead and get an internal temp. Our pit temps are normal, sitting at around that 240-ish area. I'm gonna go ahead and see here what they're looking like. Wow, they're looking really good, guys. I try to get you a close-up if I can, but I just want to check the internal temps. Like I said, it's been 4 hours. I'm gonna check here in the point. We're at 142. And the flat, it's reading about 156. The pork butts are reading 160. Yeah, 160, 162 in the pork butts. I'm gonna let it come around. I gotta check that one brisket. The color is looking fantastic. All right, let me check these briskets here. We're at 150 and the point, 156 in the flat. The smaller one, we're 154, 165. The color's not too bad. I think I'm gonna let them go for about another 20 minutes and I'm gonna go ahead and I'll show them to you when I go to wrap them over there. Looking really good. You know what, I might go ahead and give them a spritz. Give me 1 second here. It sounds worse than it is out here. I don't know if you guys can hear that thunder and lightning and all that. If you wonder why I like using these big sprayers like this, and it's just water in here. I don't use any kind of apple cider or anything like that, vinegars or just water works just fine. And the reason why I have this is so I could get deep into the pit, especially when on the other side with them long racks like that. It just allows me to get in there, and I can stand way back here. I don't have to worry about getting my my stainless steel work table here. I don't have to worry about getting any kind of like sugars on it to where it gets all sticky and nasty. It's just water, wipes right up. Okay guys, so here as you can see, I'm gonna come back and check them in like 26 minutes or so. So far, our total time spent is 6 hours and approximately 30 minutes. And the total cook time with the food in the chambers has been 4 hours. And the internal temps, as you've seen earlier, was around 160-ish on average. I'm gonna pull them up to 170, then I'll show you what they look like. All right, everybody, we are now 4 hours and 36 minutes into our cook. Our internal temperatures hit 170. Well, they're like 165, 170 in areas. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull them all and get them wrapped up, and I'll get you guys a close-up when I return. All right, everybody, I went ahead and pulled this pork butt off. Just want you guys to get a good look at the color. Like I said, the internal temps are about 170 degrees, and that's everything in that pit. These two boneless pork butts and the briskets. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you real quick, even though I know you guys seen it before, what I'm going to use and how I wrap my pork butts and briskets. Okay guys, it's just a little windy out here, and all I did was just layered some aluminum foil crossways, got the shiny side up. Not that that matters, but I'll just do it that way. So first I'm just going to take a little bit of the parquet squeeze butter. Pretty standard, I do it a little different. I do wish that I had, okay, and then I want to do is shake it. Just gonna put a little bit of butter on there. Gonna go over it with a little bit of honey. Tell you what I'm gonna do is speed up this process. Now I recommend using pure maple syrup. I've used this in the past and it works out great. And I'll just pour some in there. No brown sugar in this cook or this smoke, because it's not necessary with all the sweet that we have here. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up tightly. This is heavy duty aluminum foil, if you guys didn't know. Highly recommended. Okay, then what I'm going to do is set this one right here in this foil pan, and I'll be right back with the other butt. All right guys, we are back. Same thing, butter, some honey, and some maple syrup. Okay guys, now what I'm going to do, give me 1 second. gonna take one sheet of the heavy duty aluminum foil, shiny side down. Not that that matters, but we're gonna roll with that. Cover it nice and tight, and we're gonna put it back on the pit. Okay guys, I'll be back with the brisket and show you what it looks like, and we'll get it wrapped up. All right, well here's the brisket, getting ready to wrap it. Just wanted you guys to get a look at the bark, the color of it. And I have to correct myself from the beginning of the video. This, there was two 17-pound briskets and a 15-pounder. In the beginning, I believe I mentioned there was two 15s and one 17. But it's just still a storming out there. They're talking about tornado. Oh boy, that ought to be fun. I'll go ahead and show you guys the other brisket. They all pretty much look the same. Got some nice color. This is one of the 17-pounders. Let's go ahead and get this thing wrapped up. Okay, a little honey, maple syrup. Get it wrapped up. I'm gonna go ahead and put these in the pit, set the timer for 2 hours, and come back and check on them. I'll go ahead and stick the probe in from that point. Okay, what I'm gonna do here, we're gonna set the timer for 2 hours. It's not really necessary to do this one because they're all rolling together, but just for the fun of it, let's just go ahead and do it. Here, total time spent was 7 hours and 20 minutes, and that was from when I fired the pit. Total cook time so far, we got 5 hours. All right, everybody, that 2 hours is up, and here we have total spent time, 9 hours and 22 minutes, and total cook timer with the meat, 7 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and probe these, and all I'm gonna do here is just peel off this foil here. I know you guys can't see, but that's what I'm doing, just so I could reach in here and see what this brisket's doing. Oh wow, we're sitting at 199 right there. We're sitting at 210 in the flat. Wow, let me check that again. 102, oh yeah, 202, wow. Well, this brisket is done, all ready for resting anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and check the other one. I'm gonna check the pork butts now. All right, let's see what we got. 205, wow, 204, and it's going in like butter, guys. It's going in really good. So these are about done. We'll check on another spot of these pork butts. 206, 211, and it's going in just like butter, and that's what you want. So that's done. All right, for this 17-pounder, it's going in like butter. We're sitting at about 198 and the point, 210 in the flat, no resistance at all. Perfect. Look at that. 207. This one's done. Well, needs to rest, but all right, let's check this other one. Okay, this one here is the 15-pounder. 205 in the point, 212 in the point, 212 in the flat. Check one more spot. 205, 210, 213. They're done. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and get these pulled. Hopefully those raindrops on this rain suit isn't too loud, guys. I do appreciate, or apologize for that. All right, guys, I'm gonna let this thing crank up. I'm gonna steam clean those racks while it's still hot. All right, everybody, so as you can see, total cook time with the meat in the chamber, 7 hours. Let's just say 7 hours and 15 minutes. Total time spent so far, 9 hours and 33 minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and we'll stop these. And I'm gonna do a 2-hour resting period. I really don't need to set two of them. I'll just set one of them because they're all gonna rest the same. And I'm gonna go ahead and put these in my Cambro. I'll show you that here in a minute. But we'll go ahead and keep this going. We're gonna pause this. That's what's nice about the app. I should have paused it when I was, wrapping everything with the maple syrup and the honey and butter and all that. But then again, they're still technically cooking as they're sitting there, so whatever. This could give you guys a good idea how long it takes to do this and why barbecue costs so much. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and unfoil those and let them breathe for about 15 minutes. So let's just go ahead and take this timer here and let's set it for 15 minutes. Hit the start button once I get those unfoiled. I just don't want them to continue to cook. I want them to cool down for at least 15 minutes before I put them in the Cambro. I'll be right back. I got it, so good. Wow, that thing's pulling apart right now. Very, very hot. Can't remember where oh, here it is. Yeah, look at that thing just, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's already falling apart. Okay, just gonna let these breathe for about 15 minutes. I'll go ahead and set the timer now. All right, everybody. I'm gonna take my new and improved brush here, which is called the Easy Function. I got it on Amazon. It was like 10 bucks. And if you look, it's one of those, it's not a bristle brush, but it's some form of a mesh type brush where you cannot get, it won't hurt you at all. And you know what? They don't work that bad. They're not that bad at all. So all I'm just gonna do is kind of give it a good, just like scrape it. I wish you guys could see how easy this comes off. Very safe to use. You don't have to worry about, the metal bristles getting on your racks, getting in your food, sending customers to the hospital, getting sued, all that good stuff. Or all that bad stuff. Had to fire the motor up to let it turn. And keep in guys, it's been storming pretty much all day. And this thing's been maintaining temps like crazy, which is good. If any of you were curious about this rotisserie motor, it spins 1 full resolution a minute. Well, you guys get the idea of what I'm doing. You saw the rack spinning earlier in the video. Just cleaning the crud off the racks here. Right now they look like brand new. But I'm still gonna steam clean them. So once I get this crud off, I'm gonna heat the smoker up to 300 degrees. Then I'm gonna grab my spray bottle and just spray the racks and it'll act like a steam clean. And then once that dries up, I'll go ahead and tack it with a little bit of that spray canola oil. And they'll be as good as gold for the next time I use it. That way when people come around and want to see your pit, even though you're not cooking, you open it up, it looks like brand new. I mean, it looks really good. Come over here, as you can see, our total time spent, 9 hours and 52 minutes. And over here, our total cook times, as you saw before, 7 hours, basically 15 minutes. All right, so now that our 15 minutes is up, we're gonna go ahead and get these foil pans in the Cambro. And like I said before, guys, the reason why you want to do this is so you don't overcook it. You don't have to do it this way, but it's just the way I do it. And because the pork butts are heavier on this end, I'm going to put these on the bottom of the Cambro. It's still hot, guys. Very hot. Now for the 17 pounder. Now I did not double up on these foil pans to put in here because it's really not that heavy to have to worry about doubling up for that. Okay, this one's our 15-pound brisket. Well, it probably weighs about 10 pounds now with all the fat that I had taken off of it. I'd wait for you guys, but I don't have the proper scale for that. Well, I do, but it's just a small one. But this one will go up on top. This is one of the 17 pounders. And man, if you can only smell what I'm smelling right now, wow, it smells really, really good. All right, we'll just shut this thing down. And we'll set a timer for 2 hours. And then we'll come back out and I'll show you the next step. Well, look at that. According to the forecast, we are out of rain until 9 o'clock p.m. All right, everybody, so while we're waiting on the pork butts and the briskets to rest, we're gonna go ahead and get this thing sanitized. Just want your grill kind of hot, 275, 300 to work. And all you wanna do is just start spraying it down. And it does not strip off the seasoning that you had on there. All it's doing is cleaning your grates. Just strictly water, nothing else. The same water that you would use for spritzing. So it is getting dark out. We got a little bit more to do on this cook because the briskets are gonna be for tomorrow for a wedding. The pork butts are personally for us, for our dinner, whenever we decide to eat it. Gonna show you guys the reheating method that I use and the big lightning over there. Holy sh! Man, that was huge. Anyway, gonna show you guys how I do the reheat, and I guarantee you, you won't even tell the difference between fresh, right off the smoker, resting, slicing, versus letting it completely cool, put it in the refrigerator, and then the next day, I wouldn't recommend 2 days, but the next day, there's a reheating process that I do. I'm sure you've seen it in my other video, but I'm gonna show you how to reserve the juices that were left over. You're gonna put them in a fat separator. That is the key ingredient of doing a reheat on briskets or pork butt. All right, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and pull out the pork butts. And remember, they were at the bottom. I don't think you guys can see this, but it's still piping hot. Oh, looks like somebody's right in time for dinner. What's up, buddy? What, did you get a little wet out there in all that rain? He's a very active cat. It's a family pet of ours. All right, let me show you guys what you need to do. And what you want to do is grab your fat separator. All right, and you can get these at Amazon. I think they're like 10 or 20 bucks. I really don't remember. Hold on a minute, guys. All right, so all you need is your fat separator, a mason jar. If you have your lid to your mason jar, that's fine. I can't find mine. I just got a little piece of aluminum foil that we're gonna cap over later. You can use a toothpick or a skewer, a wooden skewer, whatever you have that could just poke some holes. I'll show you what I mean. But let's go ahead and get an internal temp and let's see where we're still at after, well, not quite 2 hours, but we're at 155, almost 160 degrees, 157. Okay, almost 160, and that's after 2 hours in there, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna drain these juices into the fat separator. Careful, it's hot. And just pour those juices into your fat separator. Yeah, I can't make a mess like I'm doing down there, but that's okay. I should have put aluminum foil on my table. But I will give you a little pro tip on how to clean these tables. Some of you guys might be like, oh my God, it's stained and it'll never come out. Well, I'll show you here in a minute what you could get to solve that issue. So we're just gonna dump these juices out. And this is the nice thing about the heavy duty aluminum foil is that it won't rip on you. Just get that all in there. Now what I'm gonna do is keep the foil open so it could cool down. And what we're gonna do is set a timer for about 10 minutes. What we wanna do is let the fat separate, and I'll show you what we're gonna do next. Okay, being that it was the pork butts, what I'm gonna do is set a timer for 10 minutes. And I'll be back and show you what I do next. All right, so our timer is up for the 10 minutes for the fat separator. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this timer. Okay, now I wanna show you guys how well this pulled pork turned out, or I should say pork butt. So as you can see, if you guys can see here, this layer here, that's a layer of fat that's rose to the top. All this below that fat and a fat separator will come out of this tube here while the fat stays here as you pour it out, okay? And what we want is this good stuff right here, all right? I do apologize for the lighting. Hopefully you guys can see this when I post it, but right here you can see there's about a 1/2 inch, yeah, maybe possibly 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch of fat here at the top. And here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take one of these pork butts, and what I did is I took a half pan. Hold on one second, guys. All right, my timer went off on that brisket, so I just stopped that timer. Because it doesn't matter, it could be 2 hours, 4 hours. Don't worry about the briskets, they'll be fine. So what I did, I grabbed a half pan, a foil pan. We're gonna take one of these pork butts here. We're just gonna place it right into this half foil pan. That's if I could do it without it falling apart. There we go. I got some emergency alerts coming up on my phone for flash flooding and all that. I don't have to worry about that in my area. Now I'll show you guys what I do with the reheating instructions on the brisket tomorrow, but here I'm gonna show you if I'm doing it right off the smoker. The same process pretty much. So what you wanna do, okay, we won't need this jar because this jar is if you're going to be saving it for the next day for the reheat. As a matter of fact, yeah, I'll show you guys that tomorrow. So don't worry about this as of right now, but you will need this tomorrow. And I will wash it because I did touch this with my gloves. But I'm gonna show you what I do because this is for Sean Moody. He's a good kid, awesome, awesome person. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and show you how well it shreds. Here, hold on, let me get you guys in here so you guys can see the smoke ring and everything. Now if you guys can see, you got this nice red here, that's your smoke ring, and everything just peels like butter. It might be warm enough I could do it by hand. It's still hot, but as you can see, it busts apart. Yeah, it's super hot, guys, but I mean, it just pulls like nothing. You don't even need the forks. I grabbed the forks in case it was too hot. All right, as you can see here, the total time spent so far is 12 hours, okay? And this is why barbecue isn't cheap. A lot of people say, oh man, these barbecue places are charging so much. Well, you know what? This is why. Look at the time involved. Now this is true, authentic, you know, wood fire. You don't see too much in our area like this. I'm assuming there's a few guys that do this, but to have a true wood smoke fire from a pit, it's expensive. But okay, here, let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm gonna do next. All right, so we got this all shredded up, and all you wanna do is take your juice. I'm only gonna use about half of this in here, maybe less than that, and then I will put the rest in this jar just so it could chill, because I need to use this for the brisket. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just pour it over the top like this. That's all I used. I don't know if you guys can see, but right here, we still got the bottom of the fats here, so you still got that like 1/2 inch right there, and the rest of this is gonna go for the other pork butt. And that's all you gotta do. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a piece of aluminum foil over the top of this, and my kid's gonna take off with it. My wife's in the inside pulling the other butt. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I do the briskets and how I reheat them and guarantee freshness the next day. You guys ever get those stains in here where they're just like, you know, really hard to get out and everything when it, you know, because these tables, they stain like instantly. This here Clorox bleach, just spray it on there. I mean, this is fresh, so it'll wipe right up. But even if I took a paper towel, let's see, let's take a paper towel. Let's try to wipe it up. Okay, well, you guys may not be able to see over here, but there is a little stain. I mean, yeah, you could just spray a little spot on there. Yeah, it'll come right up, okay? But if it's stained real bad, just spray it down, let it sit for about 3 minutes, and come back over with a towel, and I'll tell you what, your table will be as white as brand new. So yeah, just the Clorox cleaner and bleach. I get it by the 1 gallon jugs that come with this spray bottle over at Costco. I mean, it's not that expensive considering the job it gets done. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and grab one of these briskets out of here. Well, let's go for the bottom one. Go ahead and set this here. Now you guys don't need a Cambro for this. All you need to do is you can put that, put it in a dry cooler, whatever you want to do. I just use a Cambro because it's very handy for the type of cooking that I do. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Now basically what we want to do is the same thing, just like we did with that pork butt. I'm gonna take and drain the juice into the fat separator. And all you want to do is pour those juices in here. And I'm telling you, that's still hot. You guys need to get the cotton gloves and put these over it to handle this because it does get hot. Okay, then what I'm going to do is wait 10 minutes. Technically, the directions on this fat separator says 3 minutes and you're fine. I go 10 minutes. That's just me. And what we're going to do is leave this open, okay? Very important. Leave this open, let it cool down. You never want to put hot meat in the refrigerator or freezer because it could create bacteria inside the meat, which you don't want. But I'm gonna let this cool down to almost room temperature, to right about room temperature. I'm gonna foil it, the top part of here, and then I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator, and then we're gonna come back tomorrow and show you how to reheat that. But for right now, I'm gonna do the other 3. I'm gonna wait 10 minutes at a time, and I'm gonna pour the remainder of the juice in these jars. All right, here I'm going to show you guys something. So all you got to do, this is where the toothpick, the skewer rod, the wooden skewer, whatever you have, the poke holes, you can even use a fork. Here's where the aluminum foil comes into play. All you want to do is after 10 minutes is up, you want to go ahead and pour your juice into your jar. Pretty simple. We're going to pour it all out. Right to about there until you start seeing that layer of fat. See, we still got more that we could go. Okay, right there. I just saw the fat coming up the tube here. Now all you want to do is take your aluminum foil, place it over the top, and because it's still hot, you're just going to poke a couple holes in it. Just like that. That way you can breathe. Or you can put your cap on there and just cock it. I just don't want flies getting into it. So what we want to do is let this cool down completely. This will help it cool. You could take your lid, just put it on there, just crack it or something. But you want this to completely cool, and this will help allow it to cool. And of course, your house will smell wonderful. Also, I'm going to take the other briskets and I'm going to complete some more jars. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to finish off this cook for this wedding. I still have 30 pounds of pork candy bites. All right, everybody, I want to show you a better trick here. Just take your aluminum foil, push it off to one corner. Instead of grabbing the hot brisket right from the foil, just grab it straight from the pan and go ahead and pour it into your fat separator just like this. It makes it so much easier. See, we learn something new every day. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cool down the room, close to room temperature. I'm gonna wrap it up with foil, put it in the refrigerator. You guys can see that jiggly. Look at how jiggly that is. Ooh, man. It's gonna be just as good tomorrow as it is tonight. I can't wait to slice into it. The pulled pork was a hit. It was unbelievable. All right, guys, so since this was the last brisket, I'm gonna show you the total time, and we're still not done because I still gotta let this sit and pour this into the other jar and let it cool off. So we still got a whole nother hour before this stuff cools down. We just wanna separate that fat. So far, our total time is 12 hours and 46 minutes. Now, I'm not gonna film the rest of it, but I'm going to round this off at about 13 hours and 47 minutes. because it's going to at least take another hour for that juice to cool before I could put it in the refrigerator and return to this cook tomorrow. So let's estimate, okay, let's just say 14 hours total. That's what we're going to say. I'll be back tomorrow with the end results of this brisket and pork belly candy bites. All right, everybody, it's day 2 of this cook. Today is the pork belly candy bites and the reheat of the briskets. I'm gonna show you guys how I do my reheating process, and of course you guys have seen how I do candy bites, which is fine. It's one of my most popular item on the menu, along with many others, but that seems to be the most request, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. It's not very much. I'm only gonna do 2 pork bellies today. I was gonna do some for our family, but we have plenty of the pulled pork left, to where we're gonna make probably some tacos, or we're gonna make something with it. Yeah, another thing I'd like to mention here is that we are not done with the rain. We got so much rain yesterday, it's not even funny. All right, guys, so what I like to do when I first fire up the pit is open all the doors and all the vents. The purpose of that is to let all that dirty smoke out. And once that fire can maintain itself, I'll go ahead and shut the door and let it go out the stacks. That's how I do it. If you guys don't know TNT Barbecue, you guys gotta go check him out. Right now he is live, and I gotta get these pork belly candy bites set up.
I'm up and coming catering.
But it's hard to do any work when I got this guy right here, because I love watching his videos, love watching his show. He's got his kid there helping him out, turning him into a pit master, which is awesome. I have a junior pit master myself, but he's really busy in the sports.
Are you up for mentorship?
Oh, mentorship? Yes, I am, bro. Hey, I love that kind of stuff, man. Look, man, the more I share with you, the more God share with me. The more I show people the game, the more God reveals to me a deeper revelation on how to do the barbecue thing. And I can provide more for my family. So, yeah, I'm down with that. I do that a lot. I do that a lot because I love people and I love to help people.
Okay, guys, got the candy bites all loaded up. Got them on the cooling racks. We're going to be running about 250 degrees on this. I had set a timer for an hour and a half, and just going to wait for, you get this certain texture out of the candy bites. So this could go even 2 hours, 250 degrees, maybe even 2.5. So we're going to just see and wait how they look, and I'll show you guys before I go to wrap them. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get these foiled up. Gonna go ahead and grab them off here. As you can see, a lot of that fat has rendered down. So all we're gonna do is just dump them in here. So yeah, like I said, they were on here for 2 hours at 250 degrees. All right, what I'm gonna do is get another foil pan. You don't wanna fill this up too high. With one belly, you'll be fine with one pan, but this is 2. This is what I do when I go to foil. I can eat this right now. As a matter of fact, maybe we should give it a shot. I mean, they're not ready. They're probably, you know, they're fatty, of course, but let's go ahead and get a little bite here. Oh yeah. See, look at here. I'm sure you guys could, I don't think you could pick that up. All right, well anyway, I mean, I can eat these just like this. Very good. All you're gonna do is just take some maple syrup. Now we're going to do our honey. And next will be a little bit of butter. I will add some butter to this one. And we'll use some sweet butter. Now what we're going to do is mix all these together. We're going to cover them with foil, put them back in the smoker for approximately an hour and just see how much of this fat rendered down. And I'm going to save the juices from here. And you guys will see what I do after that. Let's go ahead and just mix these up. Flattener. Once this is all rendered down, you'll be able to transfer these into one foil pan before you go to serve. These right here were just some of the end pieces off of the belly. Sometimes they don't make for the greatest for presentation, but I don't want to waste the meat. All right, now that we're all mixed up in here, we're gonna go ahead and get some foil on them. Let me just transfer some over here. There we go. Getting foiled up. All right, let's get back a bit. See if we can get them on here in this, get them both on this rack here. Okay, I'm going to set a timer for 1 hour. I'm going to come back and check on these, and we'll get the fat separator, and we'll go from there. All right, everybody, 1 hour is up. I'm going to go ahead and pull these out. Let's go ahead and take a look at these and see how they look so far. Yeah, these babies are ready. So what we're going to do is go ahead and I'm going to give them a little mix up in this sauce, and then I'm going to take and pour it into the fat separator. And how we do that, I'll just cover it up. Make sure you seal it. Then we're just going to give it a shake. Let's go ahead and open up one side, get it poured into the fat separator. All right, that's a little warm, so I'm going to grab my hot mitts. There we go. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let this one sit here for about 10 minutes and pour it into a jar, just like how I did with the brisket. Then I'm going to do the same thing to this one, and I'll return to the next step. Keep in mind that I didn't forget about you with the briskets. I'm getting ready to pull them out in a minute, and I'm going to show you how I do the reheat of the brisket. All right, everybody, over here watching that TNT while I do my stuff behind us. Look at that smoker. That thing can hold some meat.
I don't know. Yeah, we can't pick it up.
Smoker's already drawn through the smoker. That's when you know you got a smoker. When it's already drawn through already like that.
Yep, that means it's drafting good.
And it's pulling that smoke already. That's when you know you got a machine that can do it. And that's how the reverse flow works. It just automatically go to blowing the smoke through the cabinet of this smoker.
Amen to that, TNT. Okay, everybody, I'm going to show you something here. You have the option to use your favorite barbecue sauce. Sweet Baby Ray's seems to be pretty good on candy bites, but I'm going to show you my recipe, which is saving the au jus like we did. I took this pan here and put it here. It's still got it set for 10 minutes, which is fine. You can let it go for 3 minutes if you want, like the directions say. I just want to make sure all the fat's up, and I'll show you why. Because the last time I waited 3 minutes and I put the juice in the jars, this was a while back. Not all the fat came up to the top, so when it was in the refrigerator cooling, I still had fat, like about maybe an 1/8 inch layer of fat on the top, which is not a big deal. But if you let it, the longer you let it set, the better. And I'll show you later that you'll see no fat on the top of the other jars. So here what you want to do is, here you go, here's your candy bites right there. Looking good. And just take your juice and just pour them right over the top of it, all of it, just like this. Okay. Get it good and coated. And what we're going to do is put them back in the smoker just like this. So I'm going to go ahead and put them in the smoker for about 10 minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes, and I will return. All right, so what I did was put these in the smoker. They're going to stay in here for approximately, well, I said 15 minutes. I might go a half an hour. I just want to see that juice thicken up a little bit. And then when we're done, I'm going to drain that back out, back into the separator, put it in the jar, seal it, let it cool down, and then I'm going to put it in the refrigerator and save that for another cook. Also, when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and take the barbecue sauce and put it all over them and mix them all up, throw them in for a few more minutes, let it get nice and tacky, and we'll go ahead and get started with the briskets. All right, everybody, these are the 3 briskets I just pulled out the refrigerator. These are the ones that we did yesterday. And here is the fat that we had separated. And I hope you guys can see, but there's no fat line here whatsoever. So it's pure juice, everything that we've done. I'm just gonna give it a quick stir, get all that goodness that fell to the bottom, all them seasonings and all that mixed up there. Open them up real quick. As you can see, I got the little boat forming going on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour the content or some of this in here. I'm going to do it in equal parts, so I'm going to go ahead and open them all up. Okay, I'm going to keep going. All right, I'm just going to equal this all up. Pour it right over top. Like that, like that, like that. Same thing, go. Pour it over top. That's fine. You don't want to completely cover them. You just want to get enough to where it's at the bottom, because it's going to reheat real nice that way. All right, so now what we want to do, let's close them up, and I'm going to get them into the smoker. Okay, guys, I got them all wrapped up in foil, so what I want to do, smoker temps are good. Right. Here. Okay. All right, everybody. So here you can see, these are the 2 trays of the candy bites here. This is a brisket, and these 2 here are briskets. I got another, I think I'm going to do some pork loins today. I'll put them here for now, but these might be already pulled and sliced by the time I have to leave. But this is part of the reheating process. Just letting this, the juices that we did for the candy bites, I'm going to let that caramelize. It's going to get real thick, and then I'm going to mix them up and just keep doing it until they're finished. We'll get back to the briskets in about 1 hour, and we're going to get an internal temp on them and see what they're doing and go from there. Okay, so I went ahead and drained the juices into the jars, and I'm going to save that probably for a cook later on tonight for dinner. But I just wanted you guys to get a look at what these candy bites look like so far. Okay, and all we want to do from here, and we're going to give them some sauce. You can use whatever sauce you like, but this is just a quick, simple way to make some awesome sandwiches. Now what's going to happen here is this is going to get real tacky, and they're going to go in the smoker for about another approximately 20 minutes. All right, that should be enough there. All right, I had to go wash my gloves here. Okay, let's go ahead and just give these a mix. I'm going to transfer them over to one pan. Oh, man, that. Sorry, I don't have the best lighting today, guys. The sun's in and out. You could have just put them all in this pan, in the one pan, and then sauced them, but I find it a little bit easier to mix it. So all I'm going to do from here, because these got to go to the wedding, is I'm just going to cover them with aluminum foil, put them back on the smoker for about 10 minutes, and probably go ahead and put them in the Cambro. I don't want to get any more smoke flavor on these. I just want them to stay warm. And eventually all that sauce will get really tacky, and that's what's going to make our candy bites amazing. When I get closer to getting the briskets done, I will return. All right, everybody, there's one more thing that I need to add that I didn't show you earlier. And this is my Joe's BBQ House chicken and pork rub. Just gonna sprinkle this over the top. There we go. Man, these things are looking really good. All right, everybody, this has been on for approximately 2.5 hours at 225 degrees. I was able to get the internal temperature up to 175 or so. So all I'm going to do from here is pour this juice into this bowl. Just like that. Then I'm going to take this brisket out, set it on the cutting board. Now this is the small one. This is the 15-pounder. Hold on, let me show you something. Now here you'll see 182, 185, and it's just going through like butter. Okay? And that's what you want when you reheat a brisket. Now I do have a Cambro that's guaranteed to keep this warm for 4 hours at safe temps, 140, 143 degrees. For 4 hours guaranteed. So let's just slip this brisket off of here. And yeah, it's hot. We're gonna save this juice for some dipping sauce. Once we get into the closer to the point here, we're going to flip it and cut it the other way. Well, first, I'd like to show you guys the bend test. Okay, she's tender, let me tell you. There you can see a very, very nice dark smoke ring. Okay. You guys can see that fat in the center melted very nicely. All right. Very nice, guys. All right, there you go. Look at that smoke ring. Not sure if my camera can pick it up, but I want you guys to see how moist it is. Get another shot of that smoke ring. Look at that. Okay, guys, we got them in the foil here. Just going to straighten them up a little bit. So even down to these smaller ends here. Hold on, the camera's fogging up. But even down to the smaller ends, you can see how moist they are. Okay, let me go grab the two 17-pounders and we will be right back. Okay, everybody. Here's one of the 17-pounders. Same internal temps. Let's go ahead and get this baby cut up and see how we did on this one. You see the grains running this way. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Check that out, guys. Still very hot. Okay, we get this into the foil pan. All right, guys, there you have it. Okay, I'm going to get all this packaged up. Get you a little close up on that smoke ring. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get this wrapped up and get it delivered. This is the last one that I'm cutting up. I'm gonna get it in the foil pans and get her shipped on out of here. All right, everybody, got this thing all packed up in the Cambro. I'll show you what I got here. Down here at the bottom, I got the candy bites. The rest of these are all brisket, which I have 4 pans of brisket I have 5 small catering pans with the brisket in there and 1 large with the candy bites. So I'm gonna get this shut down. Load it in my pickup and go drop it off.
Well, there you have it. Now, do you see why barbecue is so expensive? Some people, they just don't understand what it takes to produce good quality barbecue, especially over a wood fire, no matter what kind of pit you have. But there it is. I hope you guys understand why this video was so long, because there's a lot of work that goes involved, and I think you guys understand that. At least most of you do. So hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed the show. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Oh, hey, by the way, I forgot to mention, be sure to go check out my very new Facebook group that I had just created today, and it's called Joe's Pepper House. Yes, Joe's Pepper House. I'm going into something different, which I'm going to continue my barbecue no matter what. I'm going to start growing peppers, making hot sauces, tobacco sauces, just all kinds of stuff. But like I said, the new group will be probably a little slow because I'm just starting out in this whole pepper world. As far as growing, it'll be all indoors. Man, I just can't wait because I love hot stuff. Well, we'll see. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day.